All right, squad. As promised, I would do a training over the weekend. I was hoping to get it done on Saturday, but hey, still some time in our Sundays to pretty much just prepare for the markets. Um, there's not too many money moves on a Monday, especially after we just got done with NFP. So we still have time. I hope that this weekend has been a weekend of rejuvenation and restoration for you all. So enough for introductions. What I'm here to do today, guys, is pretty much just to share with you all how I essentially view the market. I've told you guys time and time again that it is not about, how I may see it or how anyone other educator may see it, but it's really about what you see. Okay. Just like all of our educators on IML TV, they essentially give their perspective so that it can help you guys gain your own perspective. So always remember that, guys. No strategy is better than another. It's just a matter of what strategy works for you. Okay. I have been entering more market execution trades. So that's the reason why you guys haven't seen too many trades that are, essentially well in advance so that you guys can set your sell limits or buy limits or sell stops or buy stops. So the reason why I'm doing this training session for you guys is because I want you guys to see what I see in the markets, how I trade, so that when you all see a post up, okay, that's not a harmonic pattern, which those are allow you to set your buy and sell limits. But if you guys see another posting of mine, then you guys will be able to understand the strategy, understand what I'm saying, and also understand when is the appropriate time to execute, or if that market is still within the entry zone or region. Okay, I definitely don't want you guys to execute a trade that I may have posted, and it's like 4 hours later, you guys are asking me, well, Dwayne, is this a trade that's still active to get in? All right. So without further ado, go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to get right to it. Go here. All right. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, first things first, I'm going to, as I'm going through this, guys, I'm going to show you why I had to take a step back and review the steps of my strategy, because I realized there were some trades that I was losing and I was not quite understanding why. But when I went back on IML TV and I was listening to my mentor, Stevenson Lindor, on how to trade flag patterns, I realized that I was missing one key ingredient. Okay, that was rather significant. And I'm going to go over that with you all on today. Okay, so number one. I'm gonna go to the top here. So we're not gonna, as a matter of fact, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark this up in another layout so I don't mess up my layout. Okay. Okay. So let's go to like a DXY or something. It's like a blank screen. Okay. So first things first, guys. Pretty much all of you should have completed the IML basics and intermediate academy sessions by now. Okay, so some of the basics I'm not going to go too far in depth with right now, but I'm just going to again just go over the strategy at which I trade, and again it would be very fundamental. Number one, guys, is that we want to trade with the trend. Okay, so that's number one. Let me move out my way. Okay, number one is we want to trade with, I'm waiting on this menu to go down. Let me just move this up. All right, we want to trade with the trend. Please feel free to take notes. Okay, we want to trade with the trend. Now, the reason why we want to trade with the trend, okay, as you see here, and this is just for reference essentially, right? You see how you have, if you trade with the trend, I'm gonna make that green. Okay. If you trade with the trend, you see the momentum, okay, is what's going to really drive the market for the larger moves. Okay. When you go against the trend, okay, that's you going against the market, all right, and you don't essentially get the same, you don't get the same push or the same big push, okay, as you would if you were going against the trend. So it's just almost like, guys, when if you were a swimmer, right? Yes, some people can swim against the current or up the current, all right. You may be able to make some ground going against the current, but you have to go much harder, much faster, okay? Or else the current is going to overtake you, okay? So as a trader, again, I'm here to tell you guys again that there's no strategy that's better than the other. It's really a matter of what worked for you. What works for me, okay, is going with the trend, okay? Because why am I going to worry about, let me rephrase. Not necessarily say worry, because I don't want to down any particular setup here or any other strategy. But let's just say, guys, this is what I'm looking for. Okay, versus me going for a, all right, let's just say that this right here, this red one here was a 150 pip move. Okay, now a lot of you are like, oh yeah, I like that. I'm digging that. And I'll be honest with you guys, I would be tempted to jump into this as well. Okay, but then if you have the big overall setup, okay, that's coming your way, is actually going to be a 350 pip setup. Okay, then guess what? I'm going to wait on this setup 10 out of 10 times. Okay, 10 out of 10 times, I am going to wait for this setup to happen. All right, because I'm going to show you guys, looking at USD Chef, why I had lost some money a couple of weeks ago, because I wasn't realizing that I was going against the trend. Okay, and I'm going to go over also too, guys, how I utilize one of the indicators being the MACD for my entries as well. But at the end of the day, guys, number one is we go with the trend. Okay, how do I know that I'm in a trending market? Well, I get an impulse, I get a pullback. My pullback doesn't exceed my previous high or previous low, and then it gives me a continuation. Okay, a lot of times you can, if you don't catch this initial 350, okay, if you don't initially catch this, guess what? You can wait for the next pullback, all right, and then hopefully catch the next 350 move, 350 pip move, okay? So I'm gonna go over my strategy looking at a live market with you all, okay? And we're gonna look at USD Chef, okay? I'm on the 4 hour, okay, perfect. All right. So let me pull up my indicators. I'm going to remove the RSI indicator. We're just going to focus on the MACD. Okay. So again, remember what I said, guys. We go with the trend. Okay, we go with the trend. So let's just start right here. Okay. What I did was, all right, you see this larger move. Okay. So one would say you're in a trending market. Okay. And then one of the things I like to pay attention to is when do we essentially break structure? Okay, so let's just say I draw my trend line here and I see, okay, I got a trend line break here. All right, cool. And on top of that, we didn't get a lower low here. Let's just say this right here was another trend, or we got a lower low here. So we surpassed this previous low, right? Now, one of the things, guys, that how I would trade this, okay, is as you can see here, right? And again, this is looking at a higher time frame, giving you guys a bigger picture. Sometimes I think when you can see a bigger picture, it becomes a little bit clearer. Okay. So that's why we're on a 4-hour time frame. So as I told you guys earlier, right, you got the big impulse. Okay. There are some traders that probably would have gotten in after seeing this drop. Okay. And they got a pullback, right? Because they recognize this pattern right here. Okay. And then also you get another drop and then you get another pullback. So then because this did not surpass the previous high, right, they could have gotten in right here. All right. But now let's look at this bigger move here. Okay. Rule of thumb is wait for an impulse. Okay. We got the impulse that we wanted. The second thing is, okay, we're going to wait for, in this case, a flag pattern to form. Okay. So as you guys can see here, impulse, then we got our flag pattern. Let me make this one like an orange. Uh-oh. Let me make it a little bit thicker. All right, so we got essentially our flag pattern. Let me make it nice and thick. All right. Now, what I'm going to do next, once I identify my flag pattern, okay, I'm going to draw a trend line. Okay. I'm going to draw a trend line. And then guess what, guys? When I get a trend line break, okay, when I break my trend line, so right here is the break of my trend line, okay, I'm going to look at my MACD. So let's do a vertical line. When did my trend line break? It broke right here. Okay, broke right there. I'm going to look at my MACD and I want to see, did my MACD cross over with showing bearish momentum? And as you can see here, all right, we got bearish momentum right there. So automatically at the close of this candle, guys, I am executing my trade for an entry. Okay. I am executing my trade for an entry, and we easily caught, and I say easily, guys, because I believe those instructions were very simple. We easily caught a move for, oh, look at that, 300 plus pips. Okay. And you see how when you go with momentum, you're barely getting any drawdown whatsoever. Like the market says, no, I'm ready to make my move. I am gonna continue with the momentum to the downside. Okay. Now let me show you guys where I was messing up. Okay. Let me show you where I was messing up. So for an example, I'm gonna go down a time frame. I'm gonna delete all this. Go down one time frame, go to the 1 hour. All right, let me make sure I type down my notes. Okay. Number one, we're gonna wait for impulse. Okay, and flag to form. All right. We draw a trend line and wait for trend line break. All right, execute MACD crossover. First one first is trade with trend. All right, so guys, this is essentially the rule book. Let me delete that. This right here is the playbook, guys. Trade with trend, wait for impulse and flag to form, draw trend line and wait for trend line break, execute on MACD crossover. Okay. Execute on MACD crossover. So I'm gonna show you guys what I was doing wrong on last week. And this, the reason why I'm gonna show this to you guys is so that you don't get caught up in trying to catch everything when we want to trade with quality versus quantity. Okay. So that's why I want to be sure I go over this with you guys on today. For an example, so we just went over this. Now, what I was doing, guys, was I was trading against the trend. Okay, because my eyes was missing one particular aspect of our playbook, and I was catching some wins, but then I realized, man, some of these wins, some of these losses I'm taking, I'm not understanding why if I'm following the rule book. Okay, so this right here was the same setup, guys, we just went over, but we looked at on a 4-hour time frame. Keep in mind, every time frame has its own story. Okay, so this is what I was doing, guys. I would find my impulse. Cool. All right. I would draw my trend line from this impulse. All right. To, let's just say, I drew my trend line right here. Okay. Now, typically, guys, when you draw a trend line, okay, you're expecting, I'll leave that right there. You know, when you draw a trend line, you're looking for the market to give you a pullback, continuation, pullback, simply respecting the trend line. Okay, when the trend line is broken, right, that's a sign for a break in structure. So this like is a potential reversal sign when the market is no longer trending. Okay, so here's where I messed up. Now remember, right, I'm on the 1 hour. Here I am respecting this trend line, thinking the market is respecting this trend line. So when it broke, guess what I got here? Okay, again, smaller time frame. I got an impulse and I got a flag. Ah, okay, okay. I'm saying to myself, all right, you know, market broke this structure. It's on a reversal. It's about to take off. Guess what? I got another impulse and I got a flag or pullback, right? Boom. All right. Now look at my MACD for both of these situations. Okay. My MACD was positive or bullish. It went to bearish and then came back bullish. I'm executing right here in this zone. Market gave me a push up, gave me a pullback. Guess what happened? Bullish, bearish, came back bullish with this impulsive candle here. I'm executing my trade. Now, guess what, guys? With these trades here, I'm winning. right? And let's say I execute off of this candle, all right, there go 20 pips, about 30 pips right there. I done move my stop loss and profit after it hits 20. All right, market takes me out in profit. I'm like, okay, cool, no worries, no worries. I get back in right here. All right, after this candle here, market goes up for almost 50 pips. I'm feeling good, feeling great, feeling confident. Okay, and then it happens again. We get the pushback all the way over here. It's the peak. I get my pullback. Okay, and then boom. All right, now I get this impulsive candle right here. Now keep in mind, guess what? I'm still on the 1 hour. The market was bullish. Looking at the MACD, bullish, bearish, back to bullish. When it does that, guys, that's a sign that the market is ready to continue its momentum. So now I'm executing the trade right here. Okay. And then the market essentially goes not even 15 pips. Okay. So now again, I don't move my stop loss until the market hits 20. And so then the market goes into drawdown. I'm holding it because my stop loss is like below my impulsive candles, below my flag. So here we go, guys, where I enter right there. I always go 10 pips below my stop loss. So then let's say that my stop loss is near 55. Okay, that's a 40, 45 roughly stop loss. Okay. And while I'm thinking the market is in a buy, I miss out on the bigger picture. I miss out on the bigger move because I'm so caught up with my screen being zoomed in on a smaller time frame. I'm catching these 20 to 30 to 50 pip moves, while yet there was a 300 pip move staring me in the face. But guess what? All of this scribble scrabble on the chart right now could have been simplified if I would have understood the bigger picture. Impulse, and here is my bigger flag. That's all the market did. Okay. I could have executed the trade one time instead of doing 1, 2, 3 trades. I could have executed the trade one time, and this one trade would have earned me more money than all of these trades combined. So this essentially, guys, is the reason why, okay, I had to take a step back a few weeks ago and really understand what was I doing wrong. And overall, guys, I was not trading with the trend. Though if you zoom on a 5-minute or a 1 minute or a 15-minute time frame, you may think that you're trending, but keep in mind that's on a smaller time frame. So therefore, if you're a scalper, then you're perfect, right? That's your realm. That's where you want to be. You're only looking for those 5 to 10 pip, maybe 15 at most per trade. That's where you want to be. That's what you're looking for. Okay. But if you are, let's just say, a position trader or an intraday trader, right? Or more so of a swing trader, guess what? You want to enter a trade one time and catch the bigger move. Okay. And so, guys, I hope that this is making sense. Now, just to help you all with something, okay, in regards to, well, Dwayne, how long do I wait for a flag to form? Because guys, this does take patience. All right, let's look at the time frame here. So if I go right here to the left, this took 11 days for this flag to form and give me my entry point. 11 to 12 days. Okay, during this week, okay, of trading, guys, guess what? We're looking at other charts. But again, to go back to your answering the question, well, Dwayne, what else is my signal to say that the flag may be near completed? Okay, I'm going to help you guys out right now. Let's use our Fibonacci tool. Okay, I'm going to zoom in here because this is the move, right? Impulse, pullback. Let's use our Fibonacci tool. Okay, and we're going to go to that setting, template there. Going to go from the top of our impulse all the way to the bottom. I'm going to drag it over to the right. Okay, top of the impulse to the bottom of the impulse. Okay, now I'm going to give you guys a minute to recognize where did the flag end. If you said it out loud to yourself, you may be right. And if you said that you see that it ended or it reversed around the 50 and the 618 zone, that is a clear indication, guys, that your flag could be on its way down. Okay. We went over, if you guys remember, okay, in IML TV, all right, you're going to have these reversal zones. Okay, reversal zones. If a market was to only trend to the 38.2 and then it reversed here, that means then the market has significant momentum to the downside. It's like a hot zone. Like, oh nope, too hot. Let's keep on moving down. If the market goes between 38 and 52, okay, and then you got the 50 to 61.8, all right, you know what I'm saying? Those are other potential reversal zones as well. The higher the retracement, the weaker, okay, the weaker the momentum may be. All right. But if you go to the 50, 61.8, all right, if I was to pull up, let's say if I was to pull up my pull the RSI up, you can even see divergence. Again, I'm not going to go over what divergence is or how to go look at it. All right, but just to show you guys, you see that on your RSI, relative strength index, the market was higher here, but when the price pushed higher, your RSI didn't go any higher. So that's even another indication. Remember, guys, with trading, it's not just one thing, but it's a combination of things. Okay, it's a combination of things when you're trading. Okay, always remember that. All right. So that's one great example, guys, to show you all how I go about trading. So when you all see that I've posted a markup, let's just say that the chart looks like this. Let me leave all that there. Let me do a rewind. All right, if you guys see my markup look like this, all right. This right here, guys, is a markup that you should then have marked up on your chart. Okay. I've started from the bottom here, drawn my trend line, connecting all my data points. Okay. And then here, this is a note for me to say, hey, okay, I've gotten my impulse. I'm not going to sit here and trade just because, oh, I saw this big bearish candle. Said, no, I'm waiting for a flag pattern to form. Then I have this note to myself to say sell, excuse me, TL break with MACD crossover. All right. As you guys can see, we're on a 4-hour here. As you guys can see, my MACD is bullish right now. Okay. Now, as I hit play, where's my play button? Okay, as I hit play, okay, 1 second. Am I on the same thing? Because my MACD didn't cross over here. Was that on the 1 hour I was on? Okay, it crossed right there on the 4 hour. Let me then jump down. Oh, actually, guys, no. Here we go. So let's just say, right, we got this crossover right here. Okay, let me jump down to the 1 hour real quick. That's where I think we was earlier. I jumped down to the 1 hour, and you see on the 1 hour here, you got the break, and also too, you got the MACD crossover. Now, guess what? I'm gonna then post my markup to you guys to say, hey, here's my entry. All right, let's just say I put my stop loss right there above the impulse. All right, so we got our stop loss, we got our entry for my take profit. I'm going with essentially my extension. Okay, being at the 127 or the 1618. All right. And so this guy's pretty much is how my chart moves, how my chart typically looks right there. Okay. Now keep in mind, let's just say again, as I rewind. Okay, as I rewind here. All right, remember, you guys can always right click on your trend line that you draw. Right click on the trend line that you draw, and you can add an alert. I can't do it in replay mode. Let me show you guys what it looks like. Let me get out of replay mode here. Let me just go to the beginning. All right, so when you right click, add alert, this is what I write down. And I get these to my phone, all right, or your email. I say buy, all caps, okay, buy TL break, okay, and then as a confirmation, I say with, because I'm looking at the 1 hour, I say with the 1 hour MACD crossover, okay, I hit create, and then literally once the market even touches this, I get the alert to my phone, and once I just confirm that once I see the candle has closed, let me get out of replay mode. Once I see the candle has closed, guys, we got the break, candle closed. I see that my MACD is definitely in bearish territory. Guys, I'm just simply executing the trade, and then I'm going to put my stop loss above the previous high. Okay. It's as simple as that. After that, guys, the market, let's just say it keeps dancing and dancing. Guess what, guys? I'm not looking at my phone. Okay. I literally set it and forget it. If it hits my stop loss, then more than likely it's a reason. Maybe we are in a big reversal zone down here where the market doesn't want to bypass or surpass the previous low. That happens all the time too, right? So keep this in mind, guys. When you guys see me post up a markup without the entry and stop loss, that's me telling you guys that, hey, this is what I'm looking for. Okay, this is what I'm looking for. Okay, I'm waiting for my MACD crossover. I'm waiting for my trend line break. And then I'm waiting for the close of that next candle. Then you guys see me have the entry, stop loss, and take profits. Okay. So just keep that in mind. What I would say to you guys that if you guys want to know whether or not you want to get into the trade, typically what the market does, and I've noticed this, is that sometimes it'll do this, guys, to where after your entry, you'll probably like get this like little small pullback. That's why I mentioned earlier, like, hey, if you see the market dancing a little bit, it really hasn't taken off just yet. Then, you know, it says the market's up here. I mean, technically speaking, you're in a better position. Okay, market gave you a slight pullback. I would say still enter that trade and then go ahead and ride the wave down. So essentially, the market didn't take off 1, 2, 3 until about 4 hours later. Okay, after I've posted the markup. Okay, so that right there, guys, should give you a sense of timing to understand after the posting has been made, when can you then execute the trade? Okay, if you missed it when I posted. All right. Do not have your Telegram on mute, okay, if you really want to cash these setups, because this past week, pretty much all the trade setups that was posted in the Telegram chat, pretty much all hit take profit, whether it be 1 or 2. And I believe by Tuesday or Wednesday, if you guys took all the trade setups, you could have been at 20% return or 20% ROI by Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay, so before NFP even hit, you would have been up and reached your goal, whatever your goals may be every week. So I hope that this, guys, was very helpful to you all. I'll be doing some more recordings just to give you guys another perspective of the markets and, again, how I personally trade. I'm not here to say, guys, that there's one way of trading and that my way is superior than any others. I hope that you guys can take this information, okay, and apply it to what worked for you and what you can see, okay? So I'm going to end it right there. Take care, guys. I hope that you guys learned something from this, and let's blow these markets out this week one more time. Take care, guys.